And if you are feeling confused, maybe it's time to stop listening to all of the experts. Maybe it's time to not get information anymore. What has worked for you before? What do you feel inclined towards? What can you do long term? I think that's the best question. Hello, friends, and welcome to the Honeycast. Are you frustrated with excess weight gain or excess belly fat? Are you confused or overwhelmed about what to eat, what diet to follow, all of the diet noise out there? I understand, because it can be overwhelming when you see all the experts on Instagram or Facebook or podcast, and everyone is touting a different way of eating. This is the way, walk in it, right? I talk to so many of you and you're like, just tell me the way. One thing that I want to say is I believe that there are many ways to lose weight. There are ways that work. There are ways that work for a little while and then backfire. There are different diets and mentalities that actually can help a woman in midlife lose weight. How do you know which one is for you? First of all, I think that you have to sometimes choose something, do it, see if it works, and if it doesn't, try something else. When you're looking at extreme diets, I want to say that those are the ones where you're cutting out major food groups, or you're restricting calories or carbs or fats or whatever you're restricting. Those more extreme diets may give you quicker or faster weight loss at the beginning, but they tend to backfire, especially for women in midlife and beyond, because of our hormones. And so in choosing what you're going to do to lose weight and to become healthy and to feel good, you want to look at a diet or a lifestyle that is not going to be restrictive, that's not going to have you cut out a whole food group, because that's really not sustainable. Looking for a plan that is going to be full of good, healthy, nutritious foods is what we need. You can eat good, healthy, nutritious food, and you can lose weight at the same time. And that is why I have put all my eggs in the basket of Trim Healthy Mama. I have been doing Trim Healthy Mama myself for over 14 years. I have coached hundreds of women that also have success using Trim Healthy as their lifestyle. So I think that you just need to decide, what are you going to do, and make a commitment. If it's Trim Healthy Mama, wonderful. Come along on the journey with me. If it's something else, just commit to it and try it and see how your body feels and see what the fruit is. I will say, from a lot of the research that I've done, and like I said, I've been eating this way for over 14 years, I see a lot of fruit in my own life as well as others. Also, it makes common sense to me when you study hormones that you do need your macronutrients. You need your good carbohydrates. You need your good fats. You need protein, and you need all of those. And we also want to make sure that we're nourishing our body and our cells and our hormones with fruits and low glycemic carbohydrates and veggies, non-starchy veggies, starchy veggies. Whole nutritious food is medicine to our body, as is movement and exercise. But when we're in midlife, it needs to be done a certain way. What used to work for you, whether you're doing Trim Healthy or something else, probably has stopped working for you if you hit your 40s or 50s. I know for me, when I turned 46, I noticed a big change in my body, in the way that I was feeling, in even my levels of energy, what I felt I could do, I no longer could do anymore without hurting myself as far as exercise goes. I was gaining weight and I was eating healthy. I was eating on plan. But there were some things that I was doing at the time that really was working against my hormones. And that's really what you want to find in midlife is what is working for your body and what is working with your hormones. Dieting it's not a great mindset to have that I'm just going to be on this trim, healthy diet. It is a lifestyle. And instead of focusing on the weight loss, although that can be a goal, focusing on your strong, healthy body and your strong, healthy future and how you want to show up and how you want to feel, it becomes less about the scale, although that is important, and more about how you want to feel and how you want to show up. As we lose our hormones, as our hormones decline, we have less resiliency to stress. So things that would not stress us out, and I'm not talking about the feeling of your brain being stressed, but your body being stressed. Things will stress your body when you do not have hormones that used to not. That includes not eating nutritious food. That includes excessive alcohol. That includes too much exercise, too little exercise. That includes not sleeping. That's a big one. Not sleeping is a big one. These factors cause stress in our life, and not to mention the already stressors that are going on with aging parents. Maybe you have got teenagers or young adults. I still have a 12 and a 14-year-old at home. I still have 4 kids at home, and I'm 56. That includes stress from a job or stress in relationships, or maybe there's been a divorce, or maybe there's a health issue. So it's different in our midlife season, and things need to be done differently. Even trim healthy needs to be done differently in your midlife season. So when you're thinking about what do I need to do to lose weight? What do I need to do to nourish and move my body in such a way that I'm supporting my hormones? Let's talk a little bit about that. First of all, with movement, one of the things that starts happening as we age and as we lose estrogen actually provides energy for us. It also helps us regulate blood sugar. So we're going to see a rise in insulin resistance, which is going to make it difficult to lose the stubborn weight. We're going to see a rise in cortisol levels, and that's going to cause more belly fat. And we also are going to experience maybe some menopausal symptoms, such as hot flashes or night sweats or low-level anxiety or sleeplessness. All of these factors contribute to how you feel the next day and how you regulate your blood sugar the next day, which is important for weight loss, because if we are constantly spiking our blood sugar, we have constant insulin. And insulin is a fat storage hormone. And so we want to turn on fat burning. We want to work with our hormones and turn on fat burning and not work against our hormones by starving yourself, by lowering calories. That's going to lower your metabolism over time. Not giving yourself adequate carbohydrates because your body needs them. Your hormones need them. They are healthy for your metabolism. They are healthy for, like I said, your hormones and even building muscle. But it's the right type of carbohydrates and protein. Most women are not getting adequate protein in. And this is paramount. As we age, we need more protein because we're not even absorbing all the protein that we get. So we need more, and we need more of the right type of protein. So we do need some animal protein. We do need plant protein, and we can use supplemental protein to supplement our meals if you're not getting enough. But if you're shooting for 25 to 30 grams at each meal and snack, and that's maybe 3 meals and 1 snack, bingo, you are right where you need to be. That is protein 101 right there. If you want to go to the next level with your protein nerd, then we could talk about getting your leucine and making sure that you're getting at least 3 grams of leucine in each meal and snack in your protein. How do we get that? That leucine, first of all, why? The leucine is very important for muscle building. And muscle building is another key needle mover to increase your metabolism. not only increase your metabolism and turn on fat burning, but it is our longevity organ. Our muscles are. It's going to help you grow old gracefully or strong, so to speak. It's going to help with fragility and hopefully prevent falls in the future and allow you to live a robust midlife and second half. So the protein, the leucine, is important for muscle building. So we want to make sure, and you can get that in 4 to 6 ounces of meat or chicken or turkey. You can also get that. There is some leucine in plants, but normally there's not the 3 grams. So you're going to have to pair your plants, say chickpeas, with maybe 2 ounces of chicken. Another thing along with protein is that we do want to get adequate fat, but we don't want too much fat. So maybe back in the day, you are doing keto and you're doing great, or maybe you're on Trim Healthy, you're doing lots of S meals because those are easy. And all of a sudden things change and you're not losing weight anymore. Check your fat. And I don't mean the fat on your body. How much fat are you consuming? We want to lighten up our fat. We want light S meals. We want less dense meals. So think lean animal protein, think plants, think fruits, vegetables, think fiber. All of these are the best foods for you to consume for your hormones, for your muscles, for your brain, for your body, and for weight loss. So don't get discouraged. If you are stuck, there is a way out. And instead of indulging in frustration or discouragement or disappointment, I want you to think about that in a very different way. Whenever we are indulging, when I say indulging, we're just thinking about it. We're ruminating on it. We're talking about it all the time. When you are entertaining those thoughts, the feelings that you get are not feelings that are driving positive action. Instead, those feelings are usually driving negative action, actions such as not prepping and planning, not committing to staying on your plan as a lifestyle, throwing the baby out with the bathwater, telling yourself excuses, but never starting again. Those are the actions that create the result of no weight loss, no health gains, not feeling good, lack of hormone support. So instead of indulging in those thoughts, I would encourage you to choose different thoughts. And yes, you can do that. That's the great thing about our thoughts is they are optional. A lot of times we think we are our thoughts, or we have to think our thoughts, or they all come from us. And I want to say that there are a lot of different factors that go into our thinking process, but we all have about 60,000 thoughts a day that we're thinking. And the good news is they don't necessarily mean that they're you and you have to obey them or you even have to think them. It is a very freeing thing to decide what you're going to think and what you're going to tell your brain to think. Our brain is designed to look for the negative to really save us, to problem solve, to keep us alive. It's survival mode. And so a lot of times we hyper focus on the negative, and we do that. We end up acting in a way that is not in line with our goals. So instead of listening to the thought in your head, or maybe it's even a lie in your head, maybe it's not even the truth, instead of listening to those, I want to encourage you to find some thoughts that are helpful. So maybe you are stuck or you aren't sure which way to go with your lifestyle of eating. What you can do instead of focusing on that negative thought is to come up with maybe a more neutral thought, maybe not a happy, shiny thought that's, just some affirmation that it doesn't stick, but something like, okay, I'm stuck right now, but I'm going to figure this out. How different do you feel when you think that? And can you believe that? Or maybe this is just the point in time in my weight loss journey where I'm stalled, and that's okay. I'm going to get it going again. Or I'm going to figure this out. Whatever the thinking that you need to think to help you, it could be a scripture, it could be something that you can connect with, that you somewhat believe, and you begin thinking that new thought. you begin rewiring that thought in. So instead of all of the dieting noise and how frustrating that feels, or maybe you're in midlife and you're stuck, let's come up with some different thoughts so that you can feel a different way, that you will act on it, and then you're creating a new result. Now, this is more of a practice. This is like renewing your mind. This is not one thing that you just go, oh yeah, I'm going to think, here I go, I've got this and I'll figure it out. And then you just go. A lot of times it's really practicing, and you want to make sure that you somewhat believe what you are thinking. I want to encourage you that if you are on the Trim Healthy journey, if you have some doubt, I would like to encourage you to turn that doubt into belief, believing by faith, and just choosing to believe that this is going to be best for your body and your body is going to respond. When you choose to believe, everything changes. How you show up changes, how you stay in it changes, how you feel, how you decide what you're going to eat changes when you believe. And you can choose that. Maybe you choose to believe and you're working on it and it's still 4 months later and you're still not where you want to be. Well, let's come up with a different thought. Like, okay, I'm in a stall. Now what? I'm in a stall. Let's go try something different. I'm in a stall. Let's go listen to this podcast or join a coaching group, or let me figure this out. Instead of getting discouraged, quitting, just stopping everything, yo-yo dieting. It's the worst thing we can do now in our midlife season, because your body will store more fat. When we go off on, it will store more fat. So encourage you to make a commitment as this is my lifestyle. And if you are feeling confused, maybe it's time to stop listening to all of the experts. Maybe it's time to not get information anymore. What has worked for you before? What do you feel inclined towards? What can you do long term? I think that's the best question. I can do Trim Healthy long term because I'm eating real whole food. There is a learning curve with it. There is the learning curve of learning the fuel types, but separating your fuels is what will help you lose weight. Yes, even in midlife, but we still need to change some things that we're doing because of our declining hormones. So I encourage you to be encouraged, to be of good courage, to be intentional about your commitment and what you're going to think.